something like this. In this, you can challenge. The reason why is they are in the corner. Think of it this way: you are in the corner. If you want to get out of the corner, it's hard. So they have like to drag the ball out of the corner. The moment they are here, it's free. Like what I mean by free is, I mean, look at this. If you're here, you have to, follow the curve. The moment you're here, like the whole field opens. Oh, okay. Hello. I think we can hear you on the stream now. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am also doing great.
Wonderful.
Champ 2, Champ 2. I got a replay, so I'm supposed you're fine with the Assassin one on ball chasing?
That's fine. Yeah. I actually didn't know that got uploaded to ball chasing.
I think it was
I
uploaded
figured.
because of someone else,
Understood.
which might be good. Unless you remember this play and you're like, oh my god, this was actually bad. But yeah, I don't know if you remember Chicken Joe or Storm Jurg. But yeah. So we'll do one replay. If you don't have time after, it's fine. If you have time, we can do another. Depends on how much time it will take.
Understood.
I just wanted to ask you. So what do you think about like your principal mistakes? Because I know you had coaching before, so I'm just wondering like if you saw things, if you tried to improve things, if things didn't work.
I can't think of anything really in particular, right? So,
Okay.
some of the main points that they gave me
Mm-hmm.
were, small details. Focus on the pads,
Yeah.
stay in the play. It's been a little while since my last coaching
Okay.
session,
Okay.
but really, there's not. I mean, there's obviously things I need to work on to get to Grand Champ, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm close. I just need consistency, really.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll look into that. So yeah, if you want to mute yourself on Discord and mute myself too, and then just look on the stream, you can type in the chat or directly unmute yourself on Discord. It's up to you.
Okay, so
Um,
I just mute now and then watch stream.
yep. And if you have something to say, you can
Perfect.
either say it on the chat or just cut me. But yeah, it's up to you. All right.
Understood. All right, I'll mute and then watch stream.
Sounds good. For the viewers, reminder: we are only looking at one game. So you cannot like decide of his rank based on one game. Plus we have like the viewer effect, so we will see like all of his mistakes because we have time to see the mistakes. So you have to be careful about like, oh, the game is slow or not. Not that's not gonna happen. We are looking from outside, so it will always feel like slower and as if he's doing a lot of mistakes. But that's because we have time to view that. So we take the boost. It's fine. Back. Good positioning. Decide to challenge. That's good. Not the best challenge there. Ooh. Okay, I like the corner. You take boost in possession. Set to fake challenge here. Which, honestly, I don't mind. But you kind of like stay stuck in the wall, so you have to be careful about that. Yeah, right now you want to be like behind your teammate here. I don't know why you're like zoning off. Right now your teammate is going to do like a challenge at some point. So you go for a demo. Or a bump, but like on a guy that is not important to the play. So you want to be like behind your teammate because right now there's a challenge that's gonna happen, and if you're too far, you won't be able to get it. So here you play safe, which is good. So far, good gameplay. I like the pressions here. Nice. Okay, you beat one. That's good. And you keep the pressure. So far, very good gameplay. You have to be careful here. Might be 2v1. Nice. You keep the possession. Aerial mistake. It happens. I think here the only thing that you need to know is look at this. Right now, you cannot miss because your mate is here. And he's gonna be slow to come back, so you wanna do a slow play. So that's good. Hello, Daddy, how you doing? So doing a slow play here is a good thing. I think this is just like mechanical struggle, so I won't say much, but you do have to get better at those. You want to take a few pads and reposition. Well played. You won't be able to do much here. Okay, good pass, good pass. All right. Hello, hello, Harry. How are you doing? On Discord, how to send Rick. Look into the coaching thing. You might have to do the questions, like the onboarding questions. Might have to do that first. Um, so here, I want you to realize something, which is very important. So your mate goes. So now you're last man. You're the last man, okay? Right now, if you don't go for this ball, there's nothing that is dangerous. Because the ball will actually just simply go there. Which we don't care. Our corners are safe, so if they play like that, we're fine. You are trying to get the angle by going like this. I'll just fill those out in the channel. Yes, sir. So, like, think of it this way. Where can the ball go if you challenge here? There's like two options. Either you're able to beat them, which is good, but then you will be able to outspeed them. Then you'll have like a ball that is going here, and like, you know, you will kind of struggle by doing this cut. Or what if you just followed? What I'm trying to say is that there's no threat here. Actually, the biggest threat is you going in there, which like makes things way awkward because now your teammate is not there. If he beats you, well, he beats both of you. So I want you to know that you are the last man here. So like, see the overmath. You got beat. This guy didn't really care about you. Your mate is gonna be able to come back, but you're so slow to come back then. So essentially, that was a challenge that you were not gonna beat. Like there was no way you were gonna succeed on that challenge. So why do one? This is your ball. You have a bit of time. You have to be careful about the demo though. Yep. You have to be careful about the demo. It's not even badly played. If you want it to be a bit faster while still having control of the ball, flicking into it. So you flick to the left, well, diagonal. That way you can get to the wall. That way you can do both speed and control. Because here you do like this little touch, which is not bad, and then you try to speed up, which is enough for Chicken Joe to chicken you out. And you actually get both of you. Not bad, not bad. Good defense. I like your positioning here as a second man. This is good. Right, you have time. So here you need to take the information. One of them got demoed. The other guy is back post. By the way, you do not mind saying like setting things in chat, whether you want to explain things or just, you know, that you got things. So I know you're alive. But here you see that he is in the net. So from his perspective, any shot that you do is not threatening. There's absolutely no threat. Even if it was on target, no threat. So what I want you to realize is that you have time. A little control. Like the ball is gonna bounce, right? A little bounce dribble. He comes in. The moment he comes in, well, wrong color. The moment he comes in, you just shoot it. You basically want to bait him, in a way. I don't know if you do 1v1s, but that's something that you do want to do in 1v1s. Trying to like play around them and bait them, and to create space, to create opportunities. That's kind of what you want to do. Yeah, I don't know if you're still alive. Are you still alive, Chaz? Or cheese? I think it's cheese, right?
I'm here, brother.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good beat. You got demoed. Honestly, not much you could do. I just want to see something. So here you take the boost. You could get supersonic here and then stop a bit later. Not too bad, but you had the possession. So your mate is rotating on the wrong side. You can simply let him play. I know you wanted to like fix what he was doing, but you see that it's awkward. So basically, like here, your mate made a mistake, uh, and there's not much you can do to fix it because there's no threat. So let your mate play, like let him get the ball, and then go behind him. Because here you try to cut him, which obviously he should not have been there, but in the end you had the information. Um, it's gonna be all fine. It's not gonna be worrisome. Oh, that was close. So wait, is it the replay that is bugged or did you stop? Yeah, you stopped for the bounce. I do like that. This happens. 50. Yes, sir. Well played. Okay. 50, that's good. You want to reposition yourself here? Nice. Then, little mechanical play. Ah, unfortunate. What I want you to do here, and that's perhaps one of the reasons you missed, is that you wanted to go too fast, and you didn't really bounce. You don't actually have to go super fast here. If you stand a bit more on the wall, you can actually look. Yeah, go ahead.
I also didn't expect ceiling.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you stayed a bit more on the wall, you'd have time to look if your teammate was here or not, because then a passing play could have been an option, even if this guy was ready. So probably not. And you'd be able to read better the ball, see what are your options. I felt like you kind of like jumped too fast here without a plan in head, if it makes sense. Because like I'm not sure what your plan was here. You know, by jumping here, did you want to do an air dribble? Were you gonna do a reset? And like that, the decision comes from comes from like where the enemies are. So I'm not sure like what we were trying to do here, but but yeah, you have to look at the enemies to be able to decide which mechanic is feasible. It happens. First, yeah, first, listen, I can. So yeah, here, is your teammate not playing? Is your teammate not playing? Okay, this is awkward. So you have two options here, which unfortunately, because your teammate decided to not play, you won't be able to really do much here. So the reason why you get scored on for this for this play is because you're first man. So you're kind of awkward. You're not moving, so you're an easy target for the edge dribble bump, and you get get destroyed. Essentially the problem is there's two ways to defend in Rocket League. Either you're on the back post. Anything that comes here is extremely easy to save, but the issue with the back post is that you have to get a good timing. If you come too early, well, there's a lot of space. If you come too late, well, it's open. So it's not always viable to go to the back post. The other option is to basically shadow so that you basically cut their space. And essentially what happened is that you went to back post and you had to go forward because, well, there was no need to stay here because, well, he's super far. But then by going forward, well, it makes it very awkward. You had to do a backward save and it was easily saved. So essentially what I want to tell you is either you commit to the back post by staying here. It's not good because you won't have that much momentum, and to the air dribble bump you still get you still get bumps, so it's not great, but it's better than staying first post. Or you do realize that here your teammate is not there and you have to cut the angle, so you take this pad, you get a bit closer. That way you're able to challenge before he actually get the air dribble bump. Because basically the best way to defend in Rocket League is to simply not let the shot happen. It sounds very stupid, but that's just how it is. So especially an eligible bump, right? The moment they you know they got it, they got you. But yeah, so well played overall. Hopefully your teammate is back. Yes, he is. I suppose controller issue, a problem which I don't know since I'm playing on keyboard. Okay. Here you kind of want to take the vision here. Careful. You know where one of them is, not the second one, so you do end up giving the ball away. Which in this case is fine. It's on the wrong line. He's not there. He's not at your right. You're sending it to left, but you want to be careful. Good 50. Your teammate's gonna be able to back it up. Ooh. So, to me, this should be a challenge that you win. So the distance we want to use as a P2, so as a second man, depends on if they will be off the challenge and if it will be clearable easily or not. So for example, if they can have like a monster clear while you want to be even further, in this case, there is no way, even if your teammate completely missed and, you know, Chicken Joe touched the ball, that he goes super far. So you can get close a bit, like closer. And if you did, you'd be able to at least get a good 50 here. You can say it's dangerous, but if you're committing, you might as well commit properly, because you're basically able to get it, but you'd have been able to actually properly stomp them here. Send all the stuff in. Okay, perfect. I'll look at it right after the this coaching. So yeah, you should be able to win there. Because you kind of hesitate. Also, be careful. It's not a big trouble. It's not a big problem. But be careful of the spin here. By the way, did you single jump or... yeah, I think you... Okay. I think you single jumped, which is fine. Teammate was in it. True. Yeah, but... because you basically was in net. Yeah, but you still went. If you took into consideration that the teammate was in net, you have two options. Either you don't go, so you fake challenge and you defend, you're trying to slow down the play so that your teammate can get back, or you do a challenge where you're sure that you're gonna win. And I believe that you will be able to win this, because you're able to touch it despite being awkward because you're kind of late and you can like spin weirdly. Was waiting for hesitate. Okay, I see. But yeah, you don't want to hesitate. You don't have a reason to hesitate because you're beating them. So you have to look at it like from that perspective. Look, you beat them, even with that hesitation. So you want to have the confidence. A good recovery. Kind of unfortunate that you didn't get the boost though. Yeah, you should have gotten the boost. You could here. It's a bit nitpicky, but you boost it like on this side, so that you go to the right, and then you took that boost. It's fine. I don't mind it. Okay. You should do a solo play because your mate is not ready, which is what you exactly do. Good try. It happens. Yeah, whatever. Thought he would beat me and teammate wasn't back. No, it's all good. Yeah, well, when your teammate is not there, you want to do slow action, and solo plays are pretty good for that. Careful here. So he gives the ball away. Here, do a soft touch. One touch is enough to get over him, and then you can follow up. By flicking here, you didn't have to flick, by the way. Like I said, simple jump, you get the ball, then you're able to preserve that flick. Because here, like, yes, you got the ball, but then you lost it. Jimmy's gonna do a good job, but essentially you gave the ball to Chicken Joe. So Timmy's gonna play slow here, which is fine. You want to be careful about about the challenge that's gonna happen. There's a challenge that's gonna happen. You want to be behind to take the follow up. Here, you're ready to take like a pass, which is not gonna happen. There's no chance to happen. Even if there is a chance to happen for the pass to happen, It's like 10% chance of it going in the middle perfectly, and 99% chance, well, 9% chance to go like in all the other directions, which you kind of get beat. So you have to come back like this, which is fine. Teammates trying to get for a bump. Again, careful here. Sure, it was because of irritation, so you went wrong guy, wrong guy, wrong guy. But here, yeah, you're first man. If Storm is good enough, it goes over you. Thankfully, your teammate. Okay, well, no, I thought he disturbed the Chicken Joe for a moment, but he didn't. So if this guy, we're able to see it like this, it's all he has to do is bing, Chicken Joe do that, bang bang. Simple. So here you're not really defending much. You're defending the option where he tries to shoot it directly, but you have to be careful here. And it does stem from you trying to go too aggressive in the midfield. What you need to know for the timing for the back post is you want to be on the back post when there is a challenge. If you are here after the challenge, well, you can actually go for the next. Or here, well, not like right now. Right now, there is no threat. There is no danger. This is the moment where there is a danger. So you would want to be here, and you have time to do that. So either you go early to try to block him, but you have to be careful about the pass. But with the back post, you can cover pretty much everything. I just have to have the good timing to get to there. So it was fine in the end. In the end, it was fine. Oh, wrong turn. Should be okay. That's good. Good flick. Should be able to beat him. No, not after everything you've done. So, okay. Two things. I like what you did here. Well played. Here you have 7 boost. Honestly, give up. The reason why I'm saying this is if your mate wanted to go for it, he still see you, going for it, even if there's no chance that you get for it. What if you use that small amount of boost to go down? You'd be able to get like maybe at this height. Then your teammate goes, you're probably not gonna be able to take this pad, but like you're able to take this pad, and then be ready for the next thing. By trying to jump here, you extend the time you are in the air, which means that you're not on the ground, logically. Which means that you cannot take boost, you cannot reposition yourself, you cannot really be helpful until you fall. So you also, either you take that boost to go down, so to get down to the ground faster and then take pads, or you just let that, you don't touch that boost, right? You just wait, you get down, you recover, then you go do something. Because then you end up here, kind of awkward, and yeah, you turn on the wrong side. Again, here you don't have boost, you're not gonna be helpful to this play, and what you need to realize is that your teammate is here. Like are you able to see him? Yeah. He's in place. Right now, you tell it out. Like that should be like instant. Because he's already there. You have 0 boost, he has boost, more than 50, so he should be fine. Worst case he misses, unfortunate. So you do end up bumping him. And not taking boost, okay, you're gonna go for the big boost. It's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna say 2 things about this play. The moment when we can challenge a ball like this, let me draw it, is something like this. In this, you can challenge. The reason why is they are in the corner. Think of it this way. You are in the corner. If you want to get out of the corner, it's hard. So they have like to drag the ball out of the corner. The moment they are here, it's free. Like, what I mean by free is, look at this. If you're here, you have to, follow the curve. The moment you're here, like the whole field opens. So by this moment, it's almost kind of late to challenge. It's not like when I say almost, you can always challenge if if you're able to anticipate where they're going, etc. But it becomes way more risky. Well, if they are in the corner, they don't have a lot of trajectory possible. Well, here their option widens. So you have to be careful when to challenge here. Especially Science, while your teammate is like here. So right now your teammate is like, well, I don't know if you could actually see where your teammate is. Um, well, you can guess that he's awkward because he just did that touch. Let's look at it from your perspective. Because you don't want to have to, you want to have that awareness. You bumped him, he did this, he doesn't have a boost. So you can, that's something that you can see. So right now, you're taking this boost, your teammate is coming towards that boost too. So what we can guess, fair estimate, that your teammate is going to be out of the play for a bit. So if you go and challenge as a P1, right now you're the P1 right now because your teammate is behind you. But the goal of the P1 is to challenge, to make something out of it, to beat someone, to score if they can, or not. Because if you do a challenge and just like a 50, it will go to your teammate that is behind you. But what did we just say? He's not there. So if you are able to make, to beat him, either you have to follow on your own ball, which might be hard, or you lose the ball possession by rotating out. So here, there's no way you can actually beat him. So why not just fake challenge? Fake as if you're going, so that he jumps. And then rotate back and go for a demo here. Because look at this. First of all, your teammate actually went, which is very bad. But you cannot control your teammate. But what would have happened if, you demoed this guy? So you decide to fake challenge. You go, well, no, oops, wrong color. You go this. You demo this guy, maybe here. Now this guy gave the ball away. We don't know if he had boost before. Like in game, you wouldn't know. So he could do something solo. But if he gave the ball away, well, there's no one. Like you just have to go take the corner boost and you're fine. So yeah, really like that would have been the best play here, because you do go, your teammate kind of like does part of it is your teammate fault. Let's be honest, but you could have played better because there was no way you were getting this ball. I mean, it's maybe like 5% chance you just like dunk him, but you don't want to play with luck. If there is a small percentage chance of you succeeding for something, that's not worth it if there is a higher chance for it to score. Especially in solo queue, if you're letting your mates, you don't know the level, like you don't know exactly how they're playing, so you have to be careful. Oh my god. Well played. I was not expecting that. Yeah, I mean, he's in front of the ball. So the thing is, as a second man, you see more of what the play is, happening, what's happening, where they are, than the first man, because the first man is in the action. There is no way for your teammate here to know that you want to go for this ball. I mean, he can probably guess it that you're following up, but even if he guessed it, like he cannot move away. So you are the one that can decide, what to do with this. So you should be deciding to not go for this. Let your teammate do another 50 and rotate back. Because here you try to go, you end up bumping him again. So you rotate fast, which is good. Well played. You have space. Jimmy's going for a bump. You have space. You have space and you wasted it, which is kind of unfortunate. So right now you want to control. Your teammate went for a bump, which should liberate you some space, even if he doesn't actually get it. So like, right now Chicken Joe is awkward. This guy is still rotating out. So either you see it early and you decide to shoot, or you control a bit and then you decide to shoot. But here you kind of just gave it away. So you have to be careful about that. I feel like you need to explain more basic principles instead of explaining every specific scenario. Well, the reason why I'm not explaining the basic principle is because it's still Chem 2, and I know that they had gotten coaching before. For my other coaching, so for example, I've coached like platinums, diamonds. I actually like draw out like, oh, this is P1, this is P2. You should go to the left here, positioning a bit. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like I would be delighted to answer for like any situation here. But like that's the reason why I'm not as going in depth with the notation, because I am aware that he knows what back post is, what P1 and P2 is, first man, second man, how you should be positioning, you know, relative to your team, etc. Because again, he got coaching before. But you are right that you know, it's still important to understand the basics. But as I said, you know, I do believe he had a good understanding, but his play is actually a bit awkward. So why? So here, okay. So same scenario as before. Two options, two ways to defend. Either you go and defend the shot, or you try to block them. Here, I'm not sure what you try to do. But so wait. Think of it this way. Felt like you wanted to actually shadow here. Is that correct? I see now I'm campaigning at time. I'll be paying more attention to that. This was one of the worst games I played in my life. Your team has zero chemistry. Your teammate is not super bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's not bad. Like obviously he's not the greatest teammate, but like if you're a good player, you should be able to win with an average teammate, and he's average. I would have 50 if mate wasn't in front. It's not bad, but I haven't. Yeah, true. Well, I want to offer you another perspective. If you're shadowing, the goal of shadowing is to not give them space and to defend your net. You know, by acting as a position between, you know, as acting as in a position between. Oops. Yeah, something's wrong now. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's look into that later. What I'm trying to say here is you're trying to shadow, but you're not like he's not actually a threat here. So why not just take the boost and then just let him play? Because essentially, for him to shoot, he will have to turn toward the net. So try to take this boost and then just let him. Let him do his things. Yeah, I don't know why it was working properly, and now out of sudden, it's not. Because here, like, you're shadowing, but you're not doing anything. If we look at it from his perspective, Mr. Storm, get this ball. He has no boost. So, actually, your fake challenge worked. He did fake the ball. And then, like, the goal of fake challenge is for them to give away the possession, so that either your teammate can, you know, can follow up, or that you are able to get whatever they do. But essentially what you did is, oh, I fake challenge, and then I left. And that's normal, because you don't have actually something to defend there, so like it's kind of awkward. But you end up not doing much here. So yeah, you guys go on. Unfortunate. Yes, the boost. Because again, no threat. No need to defend here. Try to get a bump. Okay. Nice draw. I mean, to be fair, at the end of the game, you couldn't really do much. Here, just something. Why go on the wall? If you drive and then try to catch it on this side, because you have like 70 boost. So here, if you go there, well, you're basically limiting your option by going to the wall. Well, if you had this ball here, you can still do a flick. Let your teammate go for a demo. Probably not gonna happen because he doesn't have much boost. But I tend to go for wall plays above above dribbles. Yeah, but that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because you're missing out on things, right? Because here, if you had this, if you had the ball with you, you can actually threaten them. Storm is not defending anything. I mean, and even him is not defending. Well, I mean, to be fair, he's turning because of you here. But a good flick could work. Heck, even a flick that goes a bit too high, your teammate can get. But here you're basically forcing yourself to make a pass. While with the on the ground, you can still like do a pass, a flick, an eligible bump. Well, with 70 boost, not gonna happen, but you see what I mean. Like just double jump and just flick into them. So yeah, the thing is, there is a moment where you want to do ground plays. There is a moment when you want to do ground plays, and like that was one of those moments. So yeah, I mean, we are done with this game. You can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and we can discuss a bit. I'm gonna turn this. So we should be good. We should be good. Wait, can I hear you?
Hello.
Oh, all right, I can hear you. So what do you think about this game?
To be honest, like I said, that's one of the worst games I've played in a while. Me and that teammate had zero chemistry. It was awful. I promise. I normally don't play like that.
I mean,
I
yeah,
promise.
same. I also play like SSL usually, but you know, this time I'm like just around GC, but usually I'm a bit better. No, but I think it's good that like, see how he was not a bad teammate. Because even with an average teammate, you should be able to win if you actually want to rank up, if you're actually better. So obviously, yeah, you're right. You usually like play solo queue?
Yes, normally.
Okay. So yeah, I use meters. Sorry, I had to go quite a soon. Slow. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, but yeah, the thing is with solo queue, you need to think of it this way. For all the solo queues in chat, this is the best mindset you can have. You won't be able to win with all your teammates. Like that happens, and you will get sometimes trashy teammates. Unfortunate, it happens. But that will happen like once every 10 games, twice maybe. The other time, your teammates are just gonna be average. And if you're actually able to carry, to actually be the player that makes the difference, you should be able to win. For example, that game was winnable in my opinion. Yes, your teammate was not the greatest player, but you could have done a bit more. If I ask you like, what did you do as like offensively? Not much. But you're right that the chemistry is important. So obviously that's why people usually play like with duos. But yeah, so I feel like
if you noticed,
Mhm.
there were several times within that game where I was going to a 50, right?
Yeah.
Like the teammate was going to take, or the enemy was going to take it up the wall, but
Mhm.
he's right behind them, rotating on the ball side. So it forces me to shadow from an angle that is not necessarily super good. And that situation seemed to pop up about 2 or 3 times at least in
Yeah.
that game. There was also the play where I was 96 boost and I did take the big boost,
Mhm.
but and since he was low, I figured he was going to go back to the corner, take big boost there, but instead he cut right and then tried to 50 in the corner as I tried to do as well, and that ended up in us conceding, right?
Mhm.
Um but one thing I do notice out of scanning that game in particular is I do panic a little bit,
Yeah.
I take fast shots that are a little bit harder than they should be,
Mhm.
where I could be taking possession, um, and end up making bad decisions because of that. So I think patience is something that is probably something I should practice a little bit more with. I think every ball touch.
Mhm. Well, I think like probably your biggest strength for me is your rotations, your positioning. Most of the time, you are properly positioned. You're behind your teammate. You're facing the play. Most of the time. It's more as you said, like I wouldn't call it patience, but more awareness of the situation. Is there a threat? No? Okay, which so? I don't need to rush. I don't need to do anything if there's no threat, right? If the ball goes into your corner, that's fine. It's not dangerous. So let me reposition myself and then be ready for that ball. If your teammate cuts, when he shouldn't do. Well, you said that's actually a good thing. You said like, oh yeah, he was like rotating on the ball side, so like then I had to shadow in an awkward spot. Shouldn't be that awkward, because essentially what is your teammate gonna do? Either he's not gonna do anything, which essentially leaves you as a 1v1, or he's gonna try to go for a demo. So what your goal is to just slow down the play, trying to not let them control. Because I didn't mention that because well my software was not drawing anymore. But if the enemy is controlling the ball, if your teammate is coming, he's coming supersonic. The enemy cannot control the ball while being supersonic. It's very hard to control a ball when you're going super fast, so they usually will slow down. So just playing slow, letting your teammate get a demo, and then you're good. So essentially, I think that's what you meant by patience. It's more like just awareness in general of the situation. Same thing for your offensive plays. Take time to look at what's happening, and then we'll see like, oh, which mechanic I can do. Do I actually make a pass? Do I actually like do an air dribble? Do I actually do a double tap? Do I actually leave it to my teammate? You actually have the time to look for that. And I think that since you do have a good rotations, good positioning in general, you often like behind the play in a way where you can get the information. So you should be taking that into advantage. For the question, Dali, no, I'll just contact you and look. I do have other coaching plan, but it's not that much, so I'm good. But would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Because yeah, for me like that's your biggest issue. Because mechanically it's fine. We didn't see like great things. We didn't do anything crazy. And to be fair, again, it's only one replay. Usually I do 2 replays, but well, you do have to go soon, so just one. But usually we are able to look into more generals. But yeah, it's really about like just the general awareness, which will lead you to to do good things. Good things when you have to, and to wait when because you have like a lot of qualities, right? I could see you get GC soon, but you do have like to be a bit more proactive in a way, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there's a lot of reactivity in your play. You just kind of like wait.
Proactive, like offensively.
In general, I feel like you're kind of like waiting on what's happening, and oh, I have situation, I have to go, but not actually like thinking about, oh well, if something like this happen, then I go. If not, then I don't. Like to be, you're basically like ready for what is gonna happen, what is gonna be thrown in front of you, rather than being ready at all time. Sometimes you hesitate. Sometimes you just go for something too fast. Sometimes you just get confused by your teammate when it should not happen. Like sometimes I mean they do things confusing, but sometimes they do things confusing, but you should be ready for that, right? So that you don't get surprised.
Okay.
Because then what will happen when you get surprised? Well, you panic.
That is very true. I do a lot of panicking, whereas the first half of that game, I felt like I was a little bit more patient in like my possessions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it kind of fall apart. I think he was also flaming me in chat, which was a little tilting, right?
The classic experience. I mean, you can if that does affect you, you can always like just remove the chat thing.
That's true. Normally it doesn't, but like
Okay.
you've seen, he had stopped playing at a certain point, and it was just I don't know, a bit triggering, right?
Fair enough. But
But that's on me. You know what I mean? I shouldn't let that.
yeah, I mean you're the one that can control that, like how you feel about like teammates. Sometimes, as I said, you will have like teammates that you just cannot win with them. But most of the time you can, right? Because if you didn't panic, if you didn't really hesitate, if you took a bit more control when you had the time to control, if you let him does his mistake without like, because the thing is, if your mate does a mistake, you can either let him do the mistake and try to fix it, or you can like just continue the mistake by also like getting involved in it, right? So like if he's awkward and you go too, well now both of you are awkward. If that makes sense. But yeah, I think that the game was winnable, and I do think that you have like a lot of qualities for to at least get Gem 3 consistently. But yeah, you have to kind of remove that panic, and I think that comes mostly from the awareness. Because if you are aware of what is happening, if you are aware of your options, uh, then nothing will surprise you. Nothing will make you panic. You will like be
Okay.
ready for everything because well, this is what I should be doing. Right? This is my game plan. I'm backing up my mate. If he miss, I have. If not, okay. Can I be the opponent? Yes. Okay, I go. Where do I want to send it? My team is not there, so not in the midfield. So let me send it in the corner. Like, the more you have the game plan ready, and I was saying game plan. It's not like I'm not telling you to have like something that you studied and that you're ready for. But it's more like it will become obvious to you, if that makes sense. Because the more you will simply play with that awareness, you just see someone there. It's like, oh well, obviously I have to do X and Y because well he's there, right? Uh, the best example I can give you is you do remember when you decide to shoot the ball when the guy was in back post
Yes.
with a bit of better awareness. It's be like, oh, he's back post. Okay, I control. Whenever he comes in, I shoot. Like it would be like instantaneous instead of having to actually think about it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to
Um,
add?
Not really. I think I've taken a decent bit from this.
Sounds good. Sounds
Um,
good.
I think observation of not only my teammate but also
Mm-hmm.
the enemy team and their positions and what
Mm-hmm.
they're likely capable of. I think that's probably what's separating me from Grand Champion. Like I'm like right there because I feel like my boost preservation is solid, my
That's
rotation
good.
solid,
Yeah.
my positioning solid. My shooting consistency could obviously be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
However, that just comes with practice.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just
and
gonna add
usually when
like.
I have
Mhm.
comms, it's so much better. I promise.
Well, it's always better with comms. I'm just gonna add something. Be careful about your mechanics. You don't need mechanics to get GC. But in this game, we didn't really see you do much mechanical stuff. Um, so just like I'm just talking about that because like, for like the last action, right? When you decide to go for the wall instead of the ground, right?
Yeah, like I said,
Uh,
that's kind of like pretty instinctual for me. That's what I practice the most of. And I promise I'm usually much better in the air, but
okay,
the
okay.
panicking kind of
Yeah, true, true, true. But it's just about like you have to have like a mechanical answer to a specific situation, right? So I'm just saying that like for example, if you have a ball on the ground that's bouncing, your go-to shouldn't be an air dribble. Should be like, oh, where is the enemy? Oh, maybe I should bounce dribble actually. Maybe I could actually go for an air dribble if this is close and I can get a bump. So like I said, we didn't see much in this game, so I'm not like actually gonna mention it. But just be careful about that. If you see yourself like in situations where you don't know what to do, that's usually when there is a mechanic thing that you have to get. That's usually how the best way to learn a new mechanic is, and to know if you should learn a mechanic is if there is a situation where you don't know how to answer to it. But yeah, if you don't have any more questions, I think we can end the coaching.
okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your time.
No
And
worries.
hopefully I see you in GC, right?
Sounds good. Keep me updated on Discord of your progress, and if you have any more questions like later on, always feel free to ask me.
Okay. By all means, I very well might, brother.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right. See ya. Ciao.